Opportunity knocks. Do not apply unless you have met all of the following. Qualifications: a college degree from a good college, an accredited college, a college ideally that someone here in upper management attended. Good grades, you never cheated, you never panicked and sneaked a peek at the class genius's test when the professor was gazing philosophically out the window. You never drank 7 shots of Jägermeister while wearing a lobster bib on a frat house roof the night before a final. You were never distracted from lecture by a steely-eyed redhead in cut-off denim shorts with hair draped down to her ass on a crisp, sunny spring afternoon. You always had your mind firmly focused on the future. You never deviated from the course that would optimally obfuscate your weaknesses, that would affirmatively augment your resume. You never did anything without thinking of the long-term consequences. You never did anything so egregious and or naughty that it went on your permanent record, since, as you suspected, it really was permanent, and we really do have a copy. 5 to 15 years experience in the exact field we are looking for, or a related field. And we don't mean tangentially related, like you happen to use the same brain to perform your tasks, but integrally related, like so close to the exact field we're looking for that you know all the lingo, the language, the way we talk, all the sophisticated, futuristic acronyms, the self-important and bombastic way we spout out these esoteric terms we use, so as to wow the layman into a sense of tranquilized, doe-eyed submission, to hypnotize and numb the consumer into shelling out big bucks for our services or our goods or what have you. Or finally, we'd be willing to accept as a substitute experience in some other field, a field we never thought of, a field we're sure to love, a field which, frankly, should be so dramatic, life-affirming, and world-changing that it should make us want to work for you. And barring any of these things, you need a near psychic level of anticipation. You need to know what we're going to want from you before we even want it. You need to know all of upper management's shoe sizes. You need to know what number I'm thinking of right now. Your entire existence should be dedicated to finding ways to anticipate and preempt our needs, our voids, and if necessary, to void our overfilled minds and replace them with your own visionary music. It's up to you to tell us exactly what that means, because we certainly don't know and are looking for, ideally, someone who does. Attributes. You need to be a go-getter. If you see an opportunity, you need to have the courage and initiative to go out and grab it, preferably within seconds or minutes if you're a bit slow just at once. You also need to create your own opportunities. Find them in the margins, in the spaces between, under the couch cushions, between the pages of a book, behind the folds of a curtain. Alternatively, you should be prepared to admit your own passivity, your lack of go-getterliness, your fatal sloth, and you should know that sloth is one of the 7 deadly sins, and you should be able to reel off the others in rapid succession and provide real-world examples of same on command. And you must be willing to admit your own deficiencies in rare cases of failure, publicly, on an office intercom system if necessary. You need to be willing to humiliate yourself in front of the company for the first and each subsequent mistake, which you either actually commit or are blamed for by consensus. And you yourself must be brave, honest, and conciliatory enough to form that consensus. You must be a team player who at the same time knows how to work individually, and you must both recognize and embrace the inherent contradiction between these two poles. You must be able to work well with others, and we mean others, all others, including those very different from yourself. For instance, we have this guy who eats only chocolate pudding for lunch, and he doesn't use a spoon or any silverware, as a matter of fact, and he refuses to wash his face, which, as you might surmise, has had this kind of pudding mustache thing caked onto it ever since the late 90s. And you need to be able to work closely with this man, a total genius, by the way, without ever mentioning this to him unless it is brought up to you first, in which case you are to offer him a new chocolate pudding in complete silence. This is very important, both to our stability as an organization and to yours as a potential employee. You must always be a polished speaker and have a pleasant demeanor for clients. The answer to "how are you today" must always be "fine and dandy," and not "my son broke his hip sliding into third." We cannot have pessimists on our team. They fuck up everything. If you must be pessimistic during the day, we have a special room dedicated for this purpose, the Rage Room. But we cannot, and I mean this in a strict legal sense, be responsible for anything which transpires in there, including but not limited to screaming, kicking, biting, and cursing. Further, we require that you not disseminate any nasty rumors you might hear about the alleged mass high strangulation suicide of '04. But the very second you come out of the Rage Room, we expect you once again to revert instantaneously to your upbeat, optimistic, profit-affirming self, or we will fire your ass so fast you won't even have a chance to wave goodbye without risking having your hand chopped off by the door. We also require you to be professional in appearance. No beards, no goatees, no tennis shoes, no hair dyed green, no sideways baseball caps, no fuck work t-shirts, no snake crawling up a tree tattoos on your ass for men or on your left breast for women, except on Irony Day, the third Tuesday of each month, when all of these things are required attire. There's no cause for alarm whatsoever. Basically, we're looking for someone with the guts and gumption to join an organization that is soaring to new heights, moving in 1,000 thrilling directions at once, and which is preparing brick by brick to rebuild the very face of the world in its own forward-thinking image. If you think you've got what it takes to apply, please send us the following items by email, snail mail, phone, fax, or via the Zen practice of moving objects using only the supreme concentration powers of your mind. A resume, detailing your previous work experience, your skills, your accomplishments. Please list Nobel and Pulitzer Prizes separately. Your goals, your aspirations, your global vision for the next millennium, your social security number, a list of your favorite breakfast cereals, the keys to your car, a lip imprint of the first person outside your family who you ever kissed, 5 writing samples to be varied. Please include but do not limit yourself to such things as novels, treatises, mythological epics, evangelical harangues, political manifestos, intricate trigonometric proofs, and love letters in the style of the Romantic poets. Further topics may range from history of ancient competitive sport to how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Please round answers to the nearest kilogram and show all work. A list of references, at least 73, to be selected from among the following: supervisors, co-workers, family, friends, friendly families, shaggy dogs, babysitters, roofers, innkeepers, beekeepers, wicket keepers, long-lost cousins, ex-boyfriends, heads of foreign governments, cartoon penguins, chess-playing robots, schizophrenics you occasionally run into on the bus, late-night commercial pitchmen, over-the-hill boxing announcers, and oily-haired bullies who used to beat you up in high school. If you're the person we're looking for, we'd love to hear from you. We would wish you good luck, but we're more than sure you won't need it. We are an equal opportunity employer.